Perry here, and I am going to go over another NHL playoff DFS slate. We've got 3 games. It's not a bad slate, not a bad time of year to still be having 3 games. We had a 4-game slate yesterday, so we won't get many of those left. We are kind of winding down the NHL season, kind of winding down the NBA season too, and folks are getting in more into basketball and things like that. So we will take advantage of what we have now. I'm going to go over the process for building lineups on DraftKings. I'm going to go over it on FanDuel, and we will see what we get, who we get to. It should be pretty simple. If you've watched these videos before, you probably know the drill. And so we go through process over plays, and we hone in this process. So we kind of get reps doing it day in and day out. And if you've seen it before, you may only need to see it once or twice to get a feel for how we're going to do things. But we'll play around with it and not make too many changes to SaberSim. And before we get started, remember, like and subscribe, and check out TrueDFS.com, because if you like what you see here, you get access to SaberSim, you get access to Goldie's projections, Sheets' projections, you get access to the pay dirt model that we've been using for betting, that we've been using for DFS and all sports. So there's just a lot there, and it's really the price is right. It's like $20 more for the core package than you'd pay for just SaberSim alone. So really encourage you to check that out. If you want to get your feet wet, give the trial a try. We've reset them for the start of baseball season. So if you tried before, you could try it again. And, do check it out. So with that, let's get into the slate. Just going to make 2 changes. I actually don't have Goldie's uploaded yet, simply because I am at the library, and the library blocks my access to TrueDFS and DraftKings. So I do not have his downloaded, but with a TrueDFS subscription, you have them just automatically up in the builder for you. So it's really convenient. So I'm going to take salary off, and then I know it's a 3-game slate, but I'm just not comfortable without getting a lot of correlation. I'm not going to play these 3-man stacks, and I just don't see a lot of reason to build lineups I'm not going to play. With the 4-game slate, we kept it all at 4 threes. I'll let the 4 2-2s come in. We'll see if we get to many of them. I'm going to go ahead and build. One thing I like to do is throughout the day, just check for any news. Usually this time of year, we're pretty set with news. Goalie confirmations, goalie changes, things like that. Gustafsson sent to the bench. We knew that. You could get into things. You could go to Natural Stat Trick. It's like a popcorn machine, but for NHL. We do that during the regular season. I think we're pretty well set with what we need. And but there's a look at what you could do. And we've got our lineups built. So let's first sort by Saber score here. 100% Ovi. So I assume we have tons of Washington stacks. Yeah, almost 100%. So if we were running Saber score, and you certainly can, there's nothing wrong with it. The metric has been back tested. Running by Saber score, just getting to a whole bunch of Washington. All our onslaughts, except for 1 Tampa. All the 4-mans. But of course, we want to run the contest sims, so let's run that. And if you're new to this, again, I kind of explain it every day, but if you're new to this, what the contest sims do is they say, okay, if the other people in your contest are playing these lineups, if those, let's say we're in the flagship, that's what we're going to build for. If those other 1,700 lineups look like this, like we think they're going to look based on ownership and what kind of stacks people play, well, then this is what the ROI of, lineup X would be, and lineup Y and Z and so on. So it gives us a much closer sort of approximation, assuming we can build a good field. So I think it's like a 52 entry PP. So let's sort by ROI now. And we're not going to have all that Washington. And just a much more diverse portfolio. Our highest owned is Montembeault. I don't know if we want 65% of a goalie, but let's just see. We've got all the onslaughts, the 4-3s. We didn't get to too many of the 4-2s. I think we might as well leave it in there. Montreal's our highest stack, probably often paired with Montembeault. And some Winnipeg, Florida, Tampa. Little bit of everyone. Washington the least, right? The Sims assume Washington's going to be the highest owned, and they want to fade. For the onslaughts, a little bit. I mean, we've got Montreal in the 5-man, one in the 6th, and a lot in the 4s. So, let's say we like this, but let's do it a little different. Let's say 50% is just a little too much Montreal for us. We want some more diversity. So let's cap it at 35%. Let's cap. I mean, Winnipeg's got slightly higher total, but it's not much better. We'll cap everyone at 35. Now we've got some diversity. Let's say we want to get at least this 34 in here, but we want some uniques. And so we could do that. Let's say, okay, we'll cap our St. Louis. And let's say we want at least 15% of everyone. Now we're going to get some real diversity, right? And then we're going to go ahead and ask it for some min uniques. And let's see how far down we have to go. So let's get 3 uniques. See what the range looks like. Now you get a lot of Washington. Okay, let's cap the Washington. Now we've got a really diverse portfolio. We went down too far down, though. See, that is too far down in our pool. We're getting into negative EV lineups. So we can't do that and have uniques at the same time. And we can, and it still thinks we're going to be plus EV. So you could do it like this and get this whole range. What we could do instead is just ask it for some min uniques. Let's say we want a little less Montreal. Cap it. Let's see how far down we have to go with 4 uniques. Yeah, this is much safer. Get into a lot of Florida. We could cap that. Let's cap everyone at 35%. There we go. Now let's see if there's any player. Like, let's see if we just have 46% Montembeault. Okay. I mean, I'm okay with it. We're running risk. It's playing GPPs. I'm okay to keep that. I might, depending on what we get on FanDuel, I won't accept tons of Montembeault on FanDuel just to spread things out. We're pretty spread out on DraftKings in terms of stacks. So we'll keep it as is. Let's make 2 changes here. And let's get rid of all this nonsense. We're not playing 2-man stacks. We're not playing uncorrelated 3-mans. 4s only. Thank you. You could build them and then just X them out after. But I don't see any reason to really build them. We want as many lineups as, candidate lineups to grade in these sims as we can. So we'll see. We'll see if we get all this Montreal in the sims and all that Montembeault. I don't want 50% exposure to Montembeault across both sites. So I want to use this FanDuel, let's say 20 lineups. I want to use this to diversify a little. Strome, Ovi, our highest owned on Saber score. I imagine we're right back at that Washington. Yeah, 100% Washington on Saber score. But of course, we want the sims. We want the contest simulations. So let's run the contest sims and see what our stacks look like. Okay, too much Montreal. Let's ask for a few uniques. Still all that Montreal. We're not going down far. Let's cap it at 35%. Then all that St. Louis. We got to a good amount. We had 35% on DraftKings as well. I don't want to go crazy on any one team. Now I'm feeling more comfortable, especially because we didn't get so much of the Tampa and Washington on DraftKings. So we'll take them here on FanDuel. We're only going down to our 77th lineup. I like that. Yes, well, why aren't you looking at ROI? Why are you just looking how far down? And that's because there's a lot of variance in ROI. And the ROI assumes perfect, inputs. So we go down with 309% ROI. We know we don't have that. 217 here. And then if we ran the sims again, I mean, it might be lower. It might be higher, right? It might just bink a couple times in these 100,000 simulations we're running and look really good on the next one. So there's variance in the sims because it's simulating DFS. And DFS is high variance. So let's see. Our exposures, 50% Montembeau is too much for me. I'm going to cap that. $45% Binnington. Okay. I mean, could cap it a little, but at least we'd have a lot of Binnington on FanDuel, not as much on DraftKings. But here we go. Now we're pretty spread out. I like it. I like what I see. We're not dipping too far in our pool. So there's my process. And I would, do this 10 minutes before lock when the projections are as sharp as possible. The ownership is tight. And we go through this same 10-minute process for DraftKings, FanDuel, send them off. The only thing you really have to do is you got to watch for this window here between the 6:30 and the 8:30 games. You're not going to have like live ownership and live contest sims, but you will know how you're doing. And you will see your live, projections and things and have an idea for how you're doing. And Winnipeg's higher projected. They're probably going to be higher owned than St. Louis. So if you're not doing well, you might want to switch on to some more St. Louis. If you are doing well in your lineups, or if you have a lineup that's doing well or several, you may want to switch to more Winnipeg. You may want to switch to Hellebuck, get off Binnington, things like that. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for news. And most of all, good luck on tonight's slate. Remember, like and subscribe. Check out TrueDFS.com to get access to everything we did here. On top of that, the pay dirt model. I'm going to put some bets in Discord now. And you get that premium Discord. Sheets' projections, Goldie's projections. There's so much. The price is right.